Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. As you can tell by the title, this is going to be the queer book tag that was created by, I'm going to butcher this person's name, but I'm going to put it up here so that you can see the name, but Anja. I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name, I will fuck it up. But I will leave their original video in the description. I literally was like, I want to do some sort of queer book tag. Let's drop this chair. I was like, I want to do some sort of queer book tag, so I literally just YouTubed queer book tag, and this is a video that come up. So I am doing these questions. I'm doing it a little bit different because this is supposed to be to say your favorites. I am going to say my favorites, and then a few on my TBR that I'm wanting to get to, within this year type thing. Some of them are going to be a little different, but you'll see as you go. I was realizing going through this that I have read less queer books than I thought, and let's just say I need queer book recommendations. Leave them in the comments below. Please, I need to read more. So let's start. If I look down, it's because I'm looking at the question. Just to let you know that. So, queer faves. What are your favorite queer books you've read this year? The first, well, it's 3 books, but I only own 2 of them. They aren't super queer, but the an underlining theme is that multiple of the characters are queer, and in the final book there is a queer relationship, and that is the All for the Game Trilogy by Nora Sakavic. And I'm not going to explain what any of these books are about really, but this does feature multiple queer characters, and in the final book, which I do not own, which is The Kingsmen, does feature a male-male relationship. So yeah. And then my other favorite of this year was Not Quite Out by Louise Willingham. And again, another male-male relationship about kind of coming out. Question number 2, lesbians. What's your favorite female book? Going through my list, I realized I haven't read a bunch that I've loved. I've read some and I'm like, okay, that's a 3.5, it's iffy, I have, I don't know. So I specifically need books with queer females. I have so many on my TBR that I just need to, sneak in there somehow. But my favorite that I've read that I can think of off the top of my head was Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Courlthurst, and this is one I read back in 2019. So that's how you can tell that I haven't read that many. I mean, I've read a bunch where it's the side characters. There's a side character, there's side characters but not main characters. But this is a female-female relationship where it's in a fantasy setting. I feel so bad not explaining these, but I'm if I were to explain every single one of these books, we would be here for an hour. And there are, I couldn't pick which one I wanted to put as the TBR one, so I picked 3, and that is One Last Stop by McQuiston, Some Girls Do by Jennifer Dugan, and We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. Those are all ones that I'm so excited. They're all on my TBR, my low-key TBR this month, so I might be able to get around to a few of them this month. I know I'm for sure going to be reading One Last Stop, but the other 2 is if not this month, next month probably. Question number 3, MLM. What's your favorite MLM book? And this one was kind of difficult because I used a lot of my other favorites in questions above, in questions below. So I'm going with the Heartstopper graphic novel series. I've read the first 3 by Alice Oseman. It's a graphic novel series, but this is one that literally, favorite graphic novel. I absolutely love this so much. I have the 4th book coming to me in the mail, within a few weeks, so, yeah. And for TBR, I have The Sky Blues by Robbie Couch. So excited to pick this up. probably within a few months. I don't know. My TBR this month is already so insane that I'm like, I want to add all of these ones that are on my TBR, like, that are, I'm mentioning in this video that are on my TBR. I'm like, I want to read all of them, but like, I can't because like my TBR is already at like 30 books. Question number 4, bisexual. What's your favorite book with a bisexual main character? I could not go without including this for this question, and that is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. My all-time favorite book. Our main character of Alex, who we see his point of view from, like, comes out as bisexual in this book. Well, comes out / realizes, and like, how to tell it's my favorite book. It's tabbed the shit out of, and I'm going to be rereading this month and actually annotating this, so I'm like kind of scared, but favorite all-time book. And for the book on my TBR, I had to go with Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez. This is one that I really want to read. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I'm like mad at myself for not reading it sooner. Question number 5, Transgender. What's your favorite trans book? My favorite one I'd have to say is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I just read this book and immediately was like in love with these characters. Our main character, Yadriel, is trans. And the one on my TBR is Lillian Duncan by Donna Gephardt, and this is actually a middle grade. With our main character of Lily being trans, and I just, middle grade, this one is on my TBR this month, hopefully. I don't know. I said like this is on my TBR hopefully for every single one of these books. Queer. What's your favorite queer own voices book? My favorite one would have to be I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. Our main character of Ben is non-binary, as is Mason, the author, and I just love this. And then for the one on my TBR is Meet Cute Diary by Emery Lee. I just love this cover. It's so simple. I love it, but this is one that is also kind of low-key on my TBR. But the author has said on Twitter that this book is oink. The author has said on Twitter that this book is own voices, so I'm going obviously off of what Emery is saying. Question number 7, Arrow/Ace. What's your favorite book with Arrow/Ace representation? I could only think of one book that I've read, and that is Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon McGuire. And this one, even then, it's not that big of a main plot. It's literally like just mentioned like once or twice in the book and then never talked about again. So I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And then the one on my TBR is Loveless by Alice Oseman. I've heard great things about this, and I do really want to read more books with Arrow/Ace representation because I feel like it's not talked about enough in media in general. Question number 8, Pansexual. What's your favorite book with pansexual representation? And this one was, again, a really tricky one because I couldn't think of any. And the only one that I could think of, it's actually not the main character. Well, it's a main side character, you get what I'm saying? And that is Never Kiss Your Roommate by, Feline Harms. One of the main side characters named Jasper, like, identifies as pansexual, and it's on page, just straight up, like, said. So, like, that's the only one I could think of. I'm, like, racking through my brain through all of the other books that I've read, and I'm like, I have no idea. And then for my TBR, In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland. This is kind of like a fantasy, the main character. It literally, all I can tell you about this is a pansexual blood mage. So, like, yeah. For number 9, Queer POC. What's your favorite queer POC representation? And I would have to say Felix Ever After by Case and Calendar. It's so good. I read it last June. I want to do a reread of it. No, you don't need to do a reread of it. You can't fit it on your TBR. That's literally how I feel. I loved this book so much, and our main character of Felix is queer, black, and trans. So, like, yeah, definitely queer POC. And for the TBR, I'm picking You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. Our main character, I can't remember the name of, is black and queer. For number 10, what queer books are you looking forward to in the rest of, in the thing it says 2020 or in 2021, but because this was done in 2020, but in 2021, the books that I picked 3, this was so hard, but the 3 books I am most excited for is Like Other Girls by Britta London, Here's to Us by Adam Silvera and Becky Abertelli, and If This Gets Out by Sophie Gonzalez and Cale Dietrich. So that's the tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I will leave the questions and the original creators video in the description. Please be sure to go check out, like, their video. Their, like, picks were really good. But let me know what your favorite, like, queer books are that fit these prompts, or anything like that, and give me some recommendations, because I sure as hell need them. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping to try to do a few other, like, queer book videos this month, but I'm not so sure, because I don't have any ideas. But if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments below. Bye!